Okay, welcome back. This is Advanced Guitar, Day 6. We're going to jump in and we're going to start playing the C, A, G, E, and D major chords in succession. So we're playing a chord progression. And we're going to do it in an assortment of ways. So maybe the first time we'll play C, A, G, E, D. Then the second time we'll scramble the letters and play the chords in some random direction, okay? So let's just jump right in. Hopefully you're in tune and everything. Let's start with the standard C, A, G, E, D. Here we go. C, that's 0, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. Then A major, 0, 0, 2, 2, 2, 0. G major, 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. E major, 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0, and D major, 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, 2. Okay, so that's C, A, G, E, D. Let's do it. C, A, G, E, and D. Now let's scramble it and let's go. And you may want to write this down because we're going to do it with a metronome in a second. So the first one was caged. This one is going to be Jdace. So G-D-A-C-E. Okay, so G, D, A, C, E. The third and final one will be Edkga. So E, D, C, G, A. Here we go. E, D, C, G, and A. All right. I'm going to turn on a metronome. Hopefully you wrote those down. Again, the first one is caged, C-A-G-E-D. The second one is Jdace, so G-D-A-C-E. And the third one, Edkga, E-D-C-G-A. I'm going to crank my metronome on at 60. So one chord for every 4 ticks. Let's go, line number 1. 1, 2, C major. 2, 3 to A. 2, 3 to G. 2 to E. 2 to D. 4 to G. D. 4 to A. 4 to C. To E. E. To D. To C. To G. And to A. Nice, and that's it. So we're playing all those chords in that order. Caged, Jdace, and Edkga. Now let's crank it up to 80. Since we're advanced guitar, we should be able to do this as a nice warm-up. And I want you to start practicing different strums with your right hand, if you feel like it. But, you know, do some up strums, do some down strums, and use a pick for this. Okay. All right. Ready? Here we go. 80 BPM. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3 to A. To G. To E. And to D. Okay, Jdace, here we go. Okay, and that's it. So that's all you got to do to warm up with 3 variations of the caged progression, okay? And just to get your left hand ready. Now, to get the right hand involved, let's shift the focus here, literally, to the right hand. And let's practice just doing the C, A, G, E, D, but with different right hand ideas. So we're going to do arpeggio. That means we're going to pluck individual notes. Now, when you're holding the chord with the left hand, the right hand should be holding the correct strings, the strings that can be played and should be played, okay? So the C major, you could play everything. It all sounds fine. But when we're plucking, we probably want to focus on the A string, the D string, and the B string, because that's what we're holding with the left hand. So practice plucking those on your own so that you can feel comfortable. Make sure your arm is rested on the top of the guitar and that your hand is relaxed and loose. If you find yourself catching the string or getting caught on the string, relax more, right? Remind yourself that it doesn't really matter if there's a mistake. But you do want to get better and cleaner, right? So you're just going to get more comfortable and try to find the right spots. And practice doing that. So that was the C chord. Now let's move to the A chord. So for this one, we have the D, the G, and the B strings, right? So for this, try plucking all at once. And get used to that comfort. Of plucking with the thumb and the 2 fingers, the index in the middle. And then try playing all the way down and all the way back. Okay, then the G string, the G chord rather. So thumb on top, then we need the index on the A string, and then middle finger on the very last on the E string. It's kind of tricky. You might want to use your ring finger, but whatever works for you and whatever is efficient. You could also use your thumb for both. I do think it's a little slower in the end, but whatever makes you feel comfortable. Then we have the E chord. So that one was the A, the D, and the B, no, A, D, and the G strings, right? Right? And then we have the D chord, so the very last 3 strings, the G, the B, and the E strings. And I want you to just do your own thing and kind of get used to it, get familiar with your strings, get familiar with the guitar, and try to make a habit of pulling the fingers over here instead of having them all tucked on the thumb, right? So have them away from the thumb so that the fingers can work on their own. And if you get caught on the strings, remember, just relax and move through it, right? Move through the music. Don't get caught on it. Okay, so take 10 minutes to practice arpeggios with all of those chords and practice the chord changes. All right, so with this format, we're only going to have 3 sections. This is the end of section 1. Take 10 minutes, practice on your own, do all of those chords, and practice the right hand. Stay relaxed and have fun. Okay, we're moving right along. So this next section is going to be the chromatic scale again. And we're going to start from the top. So we're going to work our way down to begin. And this will get us a little more confident with the flat notes as well. If you need to, get the piano or the keyboard image in front of you so that you know and remind yourself which ones have sharps and flats. If you're smart, you'll just remember that B has no sharp, therefore C has no flat, and if you keep going, E has no sharp, therefore F has no flat. So there's no note between C and B and between E and F, all right? So let's start. All 4 fingers of the left hand are on the E string with the pinky on 12. So this is E. This is an E note here at the 12th fret. And we're going to work our way down by counting flats, all right? So let's get to it. E, take the pinky off for E flat. Then take that off for D. Take that off for D flat. And now we're going to slide down so that our pinky takes the next spot. All right, so E flat, D flat, C here. There's no C flat, so that's B. B flat, A, slide down to the next position. That's A flat, G, F. Oh, excuse me. Start over. E, flat, D, flat, C, B, flat, A, flat, G, flat, F, and E. There we go. So we can do this going down for all 6 strings. Let's go to the B string now. So the B string is the second to last. Here we go. B on the 12th fret. So B on the 12th fret. B, flat. Right? B, flat. A, flat. Slide for G, flat. F, E, slide. Flat. D, flat, C, and B again. Okay. Next up, G string. G, flat. F, E, flat. D, flat. C, B, flat. A, flat, and G again. D string, D, flat, C, B, flat, A, flat, G, flat, F, E, flat, D. A string, A, flat, G, flat, slide, F, E, flat, D, flat, C, B, flat, and A. Last one's E again. So E, flat, D, flat, C, B, flat, A, flat, G, flat, F, and E. So hopefully, as advanced guitarists, you feel more confident and relaxed while you're playing the downward scale with flats, right? It's not really there to theoretically test you. It's there to get your hand ready. So you've already warmed up with the changing chord shapes, but now we need to get the fingers on the string correctly. A good combination of this, right, of yoga for the left hand, between chord progressions and individual string movements, it's a very good combination for you. It's a very good way to get used to riffing and jamming and playing licks in between chords, right? And with confidence. So there should be confidence that your fingers are on the correct string, okay? And we do have to get used to the fingers sharing the string. If you need more time, practice keeping your fingers on the same string. It's not easy in the beginning, but you will get there, okay? So next, we have to do the chromatic scale going up, all right? So let's just run through that really quickly since we're already used to that and we're advanced guitar, okay? So we're just gonna blaze right through this. I'm gonna change the angle so that you can see. Okay, here we go. So E string moving up. E, F, sharp, G, sharp, A, sharp, B, C, sharp, D, sharp, E. Now I want you to pay attention to your right hand too. I want you to go down, up with the pick. So A string next. A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Next is D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D. Then the G string. G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G. Then the B string. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Last one's E again. E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Now I'm going fast because I've done this so many times that it's kind of, it's boring for me. For you, it might not be easy to go quickly, and that's all right. But I'm just trying to demonstrate it so that it's not wasting anyone's time. You can watch this quickly, and then you can practice it at your own speed, all right? So I want you to take it and practice that chromatic scale going up and back at your own speed. All right, so that covers every single string and every single position on your guitar. So the more you do this in your practice, if you do it every time we have class, you will eventually have a sort of intuition for the notes on the neck. We're going to take this and we're going to transition into riffing in just a little while. So speaking of riffing, let's transition from the chromatic scale to the natural note scale. And remember, the natural note scale is when we don't play any sharps or flats. We just go straight from alphabet letter to alphabet letter. So that means that we have to avoid all the sharps and flats. We're skipping over lava notes now. A little bit harder, but that's okay. It sounds cool. What's harder often sounds cooler, okay? So let's do it on the E string, and let's play the E natural note scale. So E, F. Now we want G, not F sharp. So we're going to skip over F sharp to play G. We're going to slide up and play A. Then our ring plays B, then C, then D, and then E again on 12. But this is advanced guitar, and as much as I like riffing on one string, it's kind of elementary to just riff on one string. You want to get better at moving vertically, because when you move vertically, you can go much farther in the pitch range. If you're on one string, you're limited to that one octave. But if you're on all 6 strings, you have 3 octaves and more to work with. So let's work on going vertically with the natural note scale. Here we go. E, F, G. Next is going to be A, the open A. B, C. Let me change the camera angle a little bit for you. Okay, so now we're going to do it again. Let's go E, F, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we're going to go to the open D, E on the 2nd fret, F on the 3rd fret if we want to continue, G is open, A is on the 2nd fret, B is next, C is on the 1st fret, D is on the 3rd fret, and E is open. Okay, so try that. Let's do it again. I'll do it again. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and don't forget we're going down, up with the pick. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Carefully, we can go backwards, and that's what I want you to do for every single natural note scale. So you can start on any note you want, but do it for every single alphabet letter. And you might be wondering how. Well, if you start on F, then that's going to take you to F here. If you start on G here, it's going to take you to G here. If you start on A here, it's going to take you to A here, right? So you have a start and finish point, and it's always on the same fret position for the top and bottom string because they're the same string, right? You just have to fill in the blanks and figure out which notes are correct and which ones aren't. And that exercise is by far the best, most critical way to get you familiar with all the notes on the guitar, and also get you playing cool stuff when you're playing on your own, because you're going to have a better intuition for what sounds right and what sounds wrong. Okay, so with that, practice for 10 minutes. You've got the chromatic scale warm-up, and you've got the natural note scale to kind of build upon that. Okay, so I was just talking about riffing and playing licks and whatnot. The natural note scale is just the beginning, because when you start getting more in-depth into guitar study, you're going to discover the modes. And many guitarists want to learn the modes because they want to solo. And I have to admit, after playing in intro to improv guitar and jazz, it's very hard to pick up the modes if you don't work carefully. All right, if you just jump in and you try to play all of them, you could do it, but you won't have a good instinct and you won't have the right hand position for a lot of it. So let's just try playing them now, and I'll teach you the notes that are associated with them. Okay, let's start with the E. No, let's start with C. Let's start with C. So C is Ionian. Ionian is the first mode. It's the C starting point. It's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. There's no sharp and no flat. Okay? So let's work through it carefully together, and then we can start doing advanced licks together. So C Ionian starts with our middle finger on the 8th fret on the E string. That's the C note. Now we need to play D, so we're going to use our pinky on the 10th fret, and that's D. So we play middle pinky. All right? Next, we need an E note. So we're going to use our index finger to play that note. Okay? See what I'm doing? So I'm going middle, pinky, next string, index. My hand stays in this position. It's not going to shift left and right. It's going to stay right here. So 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, C, D, E, F, G. Practice that much. At whatever speed and whatever way you want. Whatever you want to do, but get used to it. And let's continue it all the way to the next C. So we got C, D, E, F, G. Now we're going to use our index again on the D string on 7 to play A, then the ring finger to play B, and pinky to play C. So middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky. That's the first part of the Ionian scale or the Ionian mode. This is C, okay? So again, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now if we continue, we need D, which is index again. Now we need E, which is ring, then F, then G. Oop, wrong. There's G. So let's try it again from the top. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So let's do it with our finger names. So we got middle, pinky, middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, middle, pinky, index, middle. Write that down if you need to, okay? So writing from the bottom up, or you can write numbers. 8, 10, next string. 7, 8, 10, next string. 7, 9, 10. 7, 9, 10. 8, 10, 7, 8. That's Ionian. C Ionian. Okay? Sorry, I can't help but get into the blues, but and what you want to do is start picking out patterns that are exactly the same. So the top two strings are not exactly the same, but they're similar, right? You got middle pinky, and that does come back. So you got middle pinky and then index middle pinky. So that's kind of the same. Then you got this bit, so index, ring, pinky, and guess what? It's the same thing on this string. So those two strings are exactly the same. Which is a riff right there. And again, practice going down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so we got that. I'm sorry. The last two are very different, right? So you got middle, index, then pinky, middle. Very different. That's Epona song from Legend of Zelda, I think. Oh, it's actually Aerith's theme from Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, sorry, that's Aerith's theme. I think it's also Epona's song. Anyway, so there's one way to play a riff, and that's with the C Ionian mode. Now you can do this with every other mode, so if I move on, I would go to the D Dorian mode. But I want you to practice just one mode for now, get this down, get this sucker completely under your fingers, and start having more fun with it. So start playing around more and going kind of crazy, but within this structure here. So with your hand in this position only. You're not moving left and right, you're just staying right here. Now, yes, you could play that exact same thing starting on this C note here, but that's another story and another shape entirely. For now, it's good to start here because you get to use all 6 strings, okay? And remember, you can practice with bends, you can practice with hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, you can practice with muting. Okay, so have fun, practice, and I'll see you in the next class, okay? Cheers.